Selamat siang. Welcome back to another Bali COVID-19 update. This is April 8th, 2022, and my name is Bruce. And what's the weather like right now in Singaraja? The temperature 31 degrees. It is hot. Wind speed is 3.4 kilometers per hour. Not very much wind. And humidity 64%. It is another lovely, lovely day in Singaraja. First off, thanks for all the comments on the new format. And so far, so good. My goal is to be in the 10 to 15 minute window. And the first day was just a little bit over because the introduction was long. And today, maybe a little shorter. Thanks for the comment, Russell. In terms of content, I'm putting things that are interesting to me as an anthropologist, as somebody that lives here. I hope that they're going to be of interest to people that are coming in here. This is definitely not a tourist channel in the sense of going around like the monkeys or Bobo or Uncle Chan, where I'm going and looking at things because I don't live in a tourist area, and I'm interested in tourism as part of what Bali is, and because a lot of my kids work in the tourist industry, or peripherally anyway, but I don't do those kind of things. I'm interested as an anthropologist in, well, I became an anthropologist because you can study anything you want and call it anthropology, so I'm interested in politics, the culture, the economic situation, the way that Bali fits in with the rest of Indonesia, with the rest of Asia, the interactions, and so that's what the content is basically going to be about. Basically the same as usual, but just less of it and shorter. That's it. Let's get on to the numbers, which are a little better today. National new cases, 2,089, so we're still above 2,000. That's not the best. National recoveries, 5,888, and national deaths down to 45. Good news. Wow, 45. What about Bali new cases? 37 new cases in Bali, recoveries 56, and deaths 0. So numbers slowly creeping down, with the exception of the national cases. We're hovering there at 2,000. Let's get on to the main story today. And the main story, this was a long article, but a really important one for Bali. And I've pushed this down and tried to keep it under 5 minutes. And so let's take a look at it. Governor Koster proposes 10 priority infrastructure programs for 2023. Why is this important? Because this is about the Bali economy. And if you are a person who comes here, especially if you come here regularly or if you live here, you want the economy to develop and to become less dependent on tourism so that we can weather these problems that come up like COVID-19, the Bali bombing, the volcanoes, earthquakes, a lot of natural disasters, and competition with other countries. Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore. There's a lot of countries going after the same markets basically. And so the more Bali diversifies its economy, the better off it's going to be for the people that live here. And the governor has been pushing this. He's talked about this. Here's his plan for next year. The governor emphasized that in the future, Bali should no longer be dependent solely on tourism, but must move forward to transform the structure and fundamentals of Bali's economy so that it's strong in the face of economic shocks at a regional, national, and global scale. The governor talked about the concept of the Kirti Bali economy. What is the concept of Kirti Bali economy? This goes from last year, and it's an economy to realize an independent Bali in the economic sector, which is built and developed based on the values of Kirti's philosophy of having 6 leading sectors as pillars of the Bali economy, namely agricultural sector with organic agriculture, maritime and fishery sector, the manufacturing industry sector, and Bali's branding culture industry, small and medium industry, micro, small, and medium enterprises and cooperatives, creative and digital economy sector, and finally, the tourism sector. The governor said by having these 6 leading sectors in the Kirti Bali economic concept, Bali will be able to create an economy that is harmonious with nature based on local resources and maintaining local wisdom, green, environmentally friendly, high quality, value added, resilient, and competitive. Sounds great. So what are the priority and strategic infrastructure development proposals for 2023? Here they are. Number 1, the continuation of construction of the Singaraja-Menguatani shortcut, point 11 and 12. I'm not sure where that is, but I'll see in a few weeks when I go down to Sanur. 2, construction of the Sangsit port in Bulalang. I didn't know we were building a port in Sangsit, so that's interesting. 3, development of the Batur Global Geopark area in Bangli. Okay, and I've seen that when I was up in Bangli last time. I didn't go in there, but I saw signs for it. Development of the Kintamani market in Bangli. Okay, so I guess they're building a new market there. Number 5, construction of Bali Cultural Center art facilities in Klungkung. Number 6, construction of the Nusa Lembongan Bridge. Number 7, development of the Unda Umbung as support for the Bali Cultural Center area in Klungkung. So a lot of stuff in the Klungkung area. Number 8, structuring the Nusa Penida coastal area in Klungkung. Number 9, construction of the Gunaksa ferry port as support for the Bali Cultural Center area in Klungkung. Number 10, development of Ahmed Port in Karangasem. And so the government hopes that with this development policy and its implementation, it will really touch and fulfill the needs of the Balinese people according to the performance targets of the elaboration of priority areas in the vision of the Kertha Bali economy. And one thing that was not mentioned here, the North Bali Airport. Maybe they're going to put that on hold again for another year. Let's hope so. And so this is an important part of Bali's plan for the coming year. And here is one of the more bizarre foreigners behaving badly. I haven't done one of these in a long time. Wow, this one is just weird. 6 Moldovan citizens and Russians in Bali damage breakthrough residence villa. Reasons for God's gifts. Okay, weird headline. So immigration officers grabbed 6 foreigners in a villa in Pararenan in Mengwi district. This is just weird. Okay, so what happened here? So there's these foreigners, they broke into a villa in the middle of the night at 1 o'clock in the morning. When I say they broke in, they broke down the door apparently. And they claimed that the villa was given to them by God. The owner, who was a local resident, shows up in the morning, finds his door broken down, goes inside and finds these foreigners there. And this includes 2 kids, unfortunately. And well, he calls immigration and they show up, and when asked about their country of origin, they did not respond. And when asked for entering the villa, they said that it was a gift from God. 5 of the 6 foreigners were from Moldova, and the 6th was a Russian. The 2 kids I talked about, one was a 9-year-old and one was a 5-year-old. And in this article, there is this, this phrase that is often used when they talk about foreigners behaving badly. And it said, moreover, local residents are restless with the presence of these foreigners. You know, Indonesians hate it when foreigners go berserk and do weird things, and so it always comes out in the press as the local people are restless or disturbed by the presence of these strange foreigners, and these are pretty strange. So around 10 a.m., an officer from Immigration Police and the local customary village chief all arrived at the villa. They asked to see the foreigners' ID, and they refused to give it to them. The officers forcefully transported the foreigners and all their belongings to the immigration office. According to a spokesperson, when security was carried out to be taken to the immigration detention center, the foreigners resisted and were able to be overcome by the relevant parties in the field. So they're resisting arrest too. The officers searched the contents of each foreigner's bag and they could not find passports. Now, a different story I saw said that one of them burned the passports, but nothing in this story about that. And so they are being detained by immigration, and well, right here they just said they're being deported. Usually it says, well, we're gonna have to process this, but this one just says, yeah, they violated a number of things and they're on their way out as soon as possible. And so this got a lot of local press and foreign press, English language, Balinese language, Indonesian language, just completely bizarre. And you could see from the photos, some of them were not exactly completely dressed. I don't know about the poor kids. And so what was happening with these people? A lot of comments saying, this is what happens when we get tourists back here again. Wow. Well, this happened here, so people are jumping the gun. The overwhelming majority of tourists are not lunatics, but we do get some. And finishing this up, spokesperson Luhut obeys Jokowi about no longer voting delays elect. I talked about this story yesterday. The president upset with ministers about pushing the not having an election in 2024, delaying it, and about Jokowi running for a third term. Well, Pak Luhut, through a spokesperson, said, yep, done. Not going to talk about this anymore. The spokesperson said Pak Luhut will continue to focus on handling the pandemic and the economic recovery. Pak Luhut today, as usual, remains focused on guarding the post-pandemic economic recovery and also focus on working to deal with the difficulties faced by the community as ordered by the president yesterday. Okay, and so that is it. No wrap-up anymore. Not doing the wrap-ups, taking that out too. We're going to cut this down to bare bones. And so if you found this informative, useful, helpful, non-irritating, amusing, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I am doing this 6 days a week during this experiment period, and on the 7th day there will be a food video, and I Am Batutu is coming up this Sunday. Okay, thanks for viewing. Be kind to someone today, stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow.